Greetings, YouTube, and everybody else out there. My name is Gallon Tiger, or at least that's what I go by online. I am making this video, I guess, in a sort of response to a YouTuber called Liz Reptile. And to be honest, I'm going to hate listening to this back. I hate the sound of my own voice. And this is to YouTube. This is to what YouTube is doing to its content creators. And a lot of the content creators that I am subscribed to are disabled in some way. I too am disabled. I'm 37. I've been disabled since I was 4 years old. I was in a car accident that split my head wide open. I still have a permanent scar from that. As a result of that, I have lost 25% of my brain. I have little to no short-term memory, little long-term memory, and by the time I'm 40, I will probably need a cane, which will mean I don't get to work what little job I can. And this video is really made aware to me by one of the people I am subscribed to. Suit Yourself. You are an awesome dude. Keep up the good work. And long before now, 10 years back, I wanted to be a YouTuber. Small, nothing major. Talk about my hobbies, video games, anime, the furry community a bit. I live below the poverty line in America. The little extra money I get in goes to paying for the internet. I am right now using a free trial software because I cannot afford a full version of video editing. The microphone I have and the webcam I do have was given to me by my biological father, because I cannot purchase these things on my own. And I'm sorry for the lapse in what I'm saying, but that's a part of my mental disorder. ADHD. I feel no pain. I don't feel physical pain. I've been cut. I have a cat, and I have to be careful because I will get scratches and bites, and I'll never know they're there. And even just normal everyday activities are hard. I've never been to college. I would break down in a heartbeat. But even I can clearly see, YouTube, that you don't care. And I know you are headed to your YouTube TV. So even people like these retards that you cater to, like Steve Shives, Justin, Dennis Riley, yeah, you dude. I know you're a dude. Your retarded girlfriend, who I swear has some kind of disability. Anita Sarkeesian. Even video game channels that are kid-friendly, or at least PG at the most. I recently got into a new gaming channel called Geltoid Media. And you're affecting them. You are destroying people's lives and you don't even care. This is just deplorable behavior. And there are so many people that I have watched and subscribed to on and off throughout the years. And they all rely on you. And you know what you're doing. I think you fully well know that many of these people don't have anywhere to turn. And at one point I wanted to do YouTube. Now that's never going to happen. Because eventually my channel too will be swept to the side. No matter how big or small. And it just... I see so many wonderful people that, I gotta be honest, so many of these YouTubers do such a good job with not making a big deal about their disability. And here you come along, catering to such a minority group, such an ideological, backwards way of just everything. And it amazes me. It amazes me to see how poorly and shitty you are treating the people that made you what you are today. I will never have a proper job, YouTube, at best, until my legs give out on me enough to where I can't work my 3-hour a day, 5-day a week, blue collar, entry level job. I'm not proud to admit this. Yes, I live off of SSDI. And even with, and I'm currently, I'll get back to that thought in a moment, currently living in an apartment complex that really should be for subsidized living. Section 8, whatever you want to call it. But the corporation that owns my apartment complex are just greedy. They're raising the rents, making minor repair work because all these buildings have been grandfathered in under the grandfather law. And they're charging way more than these things are really ever going to be worth. So, YouTube, to everybody in charge, to the woman who is making everybody else's lives on YouTube a living hell. I do promise you, any extra money that I scrounge up, I will be putting towards a campaign to have you sued, shut down, whatever it is that it takes. And there's nothing I can do. To be honest, even now, to some degree, wish I could start a YouTube channel. Just to give me something to do in my day. And now that's never going to happen. I'm never going to be a part of such a wonderful community of people that I have subscribe to, I watch videos. And a lot of these people videos, I know you don't like. And I know you know they're out there. Irate Bear. Sinatra says, suit yourself. Egal matriarchs. Les Reptile. Undoomed. Bearing. Sugar Tits. No, I'm not giving these people a shout out. But you know they're out there. I watch these people from all around the world. And part of the main reason why that is because I see the shit that is going on around me in my everyday life. And when I discovered these channels, it made me realize I wasn't alone. It made me realize that I'm not the only one dealing with this shit. Sometimes I would just watch one of their videos just to make me laugh and forget about my own problems. And what you're doing is not only killing yourself, but you're destroying the lives of so many people. And you just don't care. You don't care at all about the people you are actually hurting. And you know they have nowhere to turn to. You know they have no other stable platform, any other way to sustain themselves. So I ask all YouTubers, or to anybody that is just watching and listening to the ramblings of this idiot, please make your stories heard. Even if you're not a YouTuber, please get your stories out there. I'm gonna hate listening to myself when I'm done with this. But to be honest, the videos and the people that I am subscribed to really do help me in my day. And I really don't know what else there is left to say. I really hate repeating myself. I just really wish you guys would just be YouTube and not corporate tube or my Fifi's tube. Stop pandering to a bunch of ideological, rich, stuck-up, spoiled middle-class brats. Stop turning your backs on the people that made you. This is Gallon Tiger. And I just want to make my voice heard. I deal with this stuff, YouTube. This garbage you're peddling, that you're pandering to. I deal with this from my friends, from my own family, people that I meet. So, when I go online, one of the first things I do is go to YouTube. And I see if anybody I'm subscribed to has a new video. Just to get my mind off my own troubles. Even if it's just to laugh at a joke. And you guys aren't going to care one bit. It's sad. You guys, I've been to your Twitter, Facebook. You guys are promoting in one of your top videos. Watch Cut's video on parents talking to their kids about masturbation. Some of these kids are young as 4 years old. But somebody telling a joke crosses the line? What is your problem? Seriously. We all know by now that this is not an algorithm. We know this is a blacklist. You're not fooling anybody on YouTube. And it's sad. It's sad to see something that has brought me so much joy in the past destroy itself. And to be honest, when I said I wanted to do YouTube to just kind of get my hobbies out there, I don't care about making money off of it. I don't care. I never cared if it was monetized or not. But I do know that I would say things that might hurt your little precious fifis. Anybody that knows me, especially my family, knows that I speak my mind. And I don't care what anybody says or thinks about me. I never have and I never will. Maybe a part of that is due to my brain damage. Parts of my frontal lobe are missing. And I've looked into this. Frontal lobes, they if they're damaged or parts are missing, you no longer have it. This is part of my mental shit. But it deals with things like coordination, handwriting. It also deals with things like inhibitions. You know, how comfortable you are in certain situations, whether you care or not about saying certain things. And I will never in my life get out of poverty. Not unless there's some really, wealthy or wealthy enough person out there that falls head over heels on me. It makes enough money to where I can work my pitiful little blue-collar job until I'm no longer physically able to work. I don't have to worry about living off of welfare the rest of my life. Where I don't have to worry about every single time the federal government in America raises minimum wage, even though these two things aren't conjoined at the hips, we all know the cost of living rises. We all know that it moves the bar for what is poverty. And that bar for what is considered poverty will be raised, or I don't know what the correct terminology is, but it's going to be so far out of reach that people like me will never be able to get out of it. And any person out there who is in the middle class, be careful. Because the way things are going in this country, I feel safer living in the ghetto. And if it wasn't for the channels that I watch on YouTube that you guys don't like, wasn't for my cat, if it wasn't for my little blue-collar job, I would have gone stir crazy. And I guarantee you, I would not be sitting here right now making this, not really video, but rambling of sorts. And I have dealt with so much shit. If it wasn't for discovering all the awesome YouTubers that I mentioned earlier, finding out that a lot of them are like me, they have their own problems. Not exactly like mine. But they're like me and they can't go out and get a job. They have some sort of disability that keeps them inside. But right now, I'm lucky to even be able to hold a job in the workforce for 3 hours a day, making minimum wage. A lot of these people aren't that lucky. And a lot of them deal in their own lives, in their own countries, all around the world, the same ideological bullshit. So, it gives me at least some comfort that I'm not the only one out there dealing with this. Growing up as a kid, and even now, I'm lucky that my mom taught me the difference between fantasy and reality. The reality is, you're born male or female. The reality is, at the end of the day, nobody cares about your precious feelings but you. I learned that video games, comic books, movies aren't supposed to be a depiction of real life. They're not supposed to be a reflection of reality. But I learned that they are fantasy. And so, I escaped into video games and comic books. The few video games and comic books that I have. We still live pretty fairly off. Better than most. My mom was raising me and my brother after being out of an abusive relationship for 4 years. And we moved around. I can't go to somebody and say, this is where I grew up. This is my hometown. This is, the house I grew up in. I don't have that. But my mom always made sure that me and my brother had had something to open on our birthdays. She made sure we had a cake. She made sure that we had at least a few Christmas presents and a Christmas tree. I don't know, I'm glopping. At this point, I don't care anymore. And back when comic books were actually good, before they became soaked in ideological bullshit. I loved DC. And I loved Marvel. I loved Marvel more. And one of the reasons why I loved Marvel was because the characters were so relatable. Yeah, I don't have superpowers. I never will. But that's also what made them outcasts in society. And anybody that knows what it's like to be an outcast in society can relate. And I use this to escape all the problems I had for a little while. I knew it wasn't going to last long, but I knew for at least a little while I could pretend to dream. And I still, to this day, at the age of 37, I can still remember the horrible times I was a kid. I've had seizures so bad that they should have ended my life, but they didn't. What do you do when you're 18? And you go by a bridge on a busy interstate near your house, a couple miles down the road. And you're overlooking it. And the first thought in your head is jump. What do? When God and pills don't work. Psychiatrists don't work. 20, 30 minutes doesn't mean jack shit. Now, this country is going to hell in a handbasket. And I've been in rough neighborhoods growing up, hell, even as an adult. But imagine yourself being 8, 9, 10 years old, living in the ghetto, living in the slums, the hood. Drug dealers, gangs, shootings, police everywhere. What do you say to your kid as a parent when they ask you if they can go outside and play? What do you tell that child? Sorry. But there's gangs out there. There's shootings. Drug dealers. How do you tell your child in a way to keep them safe and innocent? And even now, I gotta be honest, for the first time in my life, I'm seriously thinking about purchasing, whatever, a knife or a gun for my self-defense. That is how shitty things are getting. And I live close enough to Durham, North Carolina, USA. I live close enough to Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlottesville, South Carolina. These places where all these riots have been, I live close enough to these places. But thankfully for me, I live in the one place, the last place, these idiots of Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I live in the ghetto. They're not going to come here, because if they do, I think they know they're going to get beat down. No, they're catering to the rich. They're catering to people they know they can intimidate. And the saddest part is, I feel safer living where I am now than I do in the more upscale, middle-class areas of my town. And this is just horrible. The way you are treating this passive, aggressive way you are treating your YouTubers, the people that made you YouTube. You're no better than these people. You're no better than Black Lives Matter. You're no better than Antifa. The only difference is you're not going out there and beating people. You're using your status as your weapon, as your sword. And you're using censorship as your shield. And there are plenty of days where I still feel it. I feel, to be honest, I don't feel my age. There are days I feel older. And there's nothing to do in my town. There's really not. We got bars. We got eateries. What the hell am I going to do with that? I don't want to go to a bar. You kidding me? Doesn't mean I don't want to get the house. I'd rather drink at my own place. That way I can throw up on my own, that way if I get too drunk, I can just crash on my couch. I don't have to stagger home or call a cab. There are many days where I still feel so alone. And I just hate to see how you are destroying yourselves and you're destroying the lives of other people because of some ideological rhetoric. And to be honest, at this point, I'm just running out of steam. I feel I'm going to ramble. You may have already noticed that I'm beginning to stutter over my own words. This is part of my mental disorder, where my brain just cannot get out what I want to say. And so I stutter and trip over words. I would love to have discussions in chats from YouTubers. And YouTubers like TJ Kirk about, the video that you made on North Korea. I want to engage in that. But the autocorrect and everything only goes so far. And thanks to a part of my brain missing, I can't engage. We do have a better internet here in America, thankfully. A little bit better than we do down there in Australia. But thanks to corporations, greedy, rich-ass corporations, like Time Warner, that now call themselves Spectrum, their monopoly. So if they go to shit like they already have, we don't have internet. And the apartment that I'm in is so old, I'm not going to ask them to put in a new cord, jack, whatever, for the internet. They're not going to replace it. It's never going to be replaced. My parents, my mom and current stepfather, took their own money. Maybe some of mine, I don't remember. But I have my own Wi-Fi, router, everything. And I wish I could engage in you guys more when it comes to your live streams. But I don't know if it's my computer or what. But every time I try to engage and interact with YouTubers that I like, it always messes up in some way. Here I'm sitting with nothing but the glow of my computer monitor in the dark room with my AC going. Pouring my heart out to who I don't know. I don't know who will listen to this. And to be honest, I don't know how much more steam I have left in the gas tank. And the more this world goes to shit, the more introverted I'm going to get. And the more just angry at everything I'm going to get. And the more I'm going to shut everything out. want to live life that way. I know if I end up becoming that way, well, I really don't want to think about that. Not right now. I don't make enough money to afford decent equipment. I would love to save up for any VR. So I could take some of my older video games, maybe do some live streaming, or just ramble on about video games or whatever interests me, comic books, how things used to be. But I don't have the money to do that. Like I said, I'm using a free trial software because I don't have the money to afford even basic free video equipment, even software. And I'm probably not even going to listen to this back because I hate the way my voice sounds when it's recorded. I really do. And I can't even, it's getting to the point where I can't even enjoy my hobbies anymore. At least not as much. I'm running out of steam for this little rambling section. But I just want to make my voice heard to the world. This is going up publicly, and I want every single person out there to know that you are not alone. Reach out any way you can. Post videos on multiple sites. If you are lucky enough to have the financial backing or have friends or family members that are able to get your own personal website set up and host using a video format that actually allows for some bit of free speech. You know, I used to think that the worst thing in my life when I was in my 20s was the fact that I was growing bald. Thank you, male pattern baldness on my mom's side of the family. Right now, I am so horribly nearsighted that I have trouble reading even moderately large size text, and no more than 2-3 feet away. If anybody remembers those old school classrooms with the big old numbers and letters, you know, along the tops of the walls of the classroom, yeah, without my glasses, I can't see that. I cannot sit down or stand up for too long because my legs just won't let me. And learning has always been very, very difficult for me. But I can tell you one thing. When I was 32, about 33, I went in for an MRI. And when my MRI came back, the person, the neurologist at the place I went to, actually had a big old smile on his face. And he told me I have never, in my 30-some plus years in neurology, have ever seen a brain scan as unique as yours is. Do you know how insane that, how effed up that sounds? Seriously, he was ecstatic that he has never seen a more messed up, like my brain must be so messed up. And yes, I have the disc, the CD, to show just how messed up my brain is. But it does confirm one thing that I do know. When you lose your brain cells, you do not get them back. I'm sorry, this is not the X-Men. We are not Wolverine. We cannot regrow brain cells. Those are gone forever. And to be honest, it means that I have a much harder time with learning anything and everything. I have to find workarounds on how I learn. And the really sad part is that when I was in high school, a friend of mine from Germany, who had just been in the States for about 2 or 3 months, taught me a little bit of German. This is back in the 90s. I'm so rusty. One thing I have been learning slowly because of not having the proper brain cells. Yeah, I'm just learning Japanese. And one of my coworkers is teaching me the Mexican version of Spanish. Oh, trust me, I know. To all you Spaniards out there, people from Spain, believe me, I know. What they speak in Mexico is not real Spanish. And the crazy part is, I'm slowly learning the Mexican Spanish. I'm slowly learning Japanese. But if I were to learn this in school, there is no way in the world I would learn anything. And I'm just rambling at this point. So badly. And part of the reason is that I know what I want to say. And this also goes in part of the reason why I don't always engage in discussion in the chats. And I don't always, don't make response videos to YouTubers that I like. And I'm sorry, you guys. But it's just a really hard thing for me to do. At least not unless I get some sort of assistance with it. even making this video is getting a lot harder now that I'm going on. Because damn it, I want to make this a good video. I just want to let everybody know that you guys aren't alone. All the YouTubers out there, Liz, Reptile, yeah, Matriarchs, I hope I'm getting that right, Undoomed, oh, maybe not you, Undoomed, suit yourself, Irate Bear, by the way, dude, some of my good friends have served in the army, and some of them are barely lucky to be alive. So, in the stories they tell, man, you know, it may be from a different side of the globe, but man, it's insane. And to all you YouTubers out there that are in YouTube because you can't get out in the workforce, oh, you know, can't forget about liberal lunacy. You're an awesome person. There are plenty of people like me out there who are subscribed to you, even if we don't respond, even if we're not subscribed to you and don't know about you, we are out there. And I wish I could support you guys. But right now the only way I can do that is by liking and trying to share your content. And you know what? Most of the people that have responded to your content are the people that are, you know, like these non-binary people. They're people that are for, you know, bills like C-16. I've had one of my friends, as far as I'm aware, I don't know, but I've had at least one friend kind of stop talking to me because of it. And you guys have no idea how much you mean it. I love the content you make, and I gotta be honest. You know, sometimes I'll watch your stuff, and shit. Now I've lost my train of thought. Stupid mentor shit. I guess the point of this rambling is that all you people, wonderful, awesome people that I am subscribed to, yes, even you ranting feminist, I might not see eye to eye, or agree with a lot of the things you're saying. But I have more respect for what you're saying than when similar things that you're saying comes out of the mouths of my friends and family. Because they're taking the indoctrinated approach. Okay? Because they didn't come to these ideas and thoughts by their own. They were indoctrinated. As the old thing goes, the Kool-Aid, they've drunk too heavily the Kool-Aid. That's the reason why I decided to be a subscriber to you, because regardless if I agree with what you say or not, I respect more your opinion and where you are coming from. Because when you are respectful to others, you allow for open debate and conversation. And you at least try to make an effort. So regardless if I agree or not, you just know that you do have my support, even if I, like you and the rest of the people that I'm subscribed to, I can't support you a lot financially. I can barely support myself financially. And I hate what YouTube is doing. I hate the fact that YouTube is destroying the lives of so many people. And it's sad. I wish I had the money to afford decent video editing software. Maybe then that will, maybe get me off my lazy ass to make a proper video. Maybe, do more than just this static image that I've got. And the sad part is, everything that I've said in this video, I promise you, just cannot compare to all the thoughts I have in my head that I'm struggling to get out right now. Maybe I'll try to get them out later. So, to everybody that has graciously listened to this ramblings of this sad person, I do thank you. This is Gallon, the furry gamer, signing off.